Hello?
Hello.
Okay, so we've got 3 people now. 2 people, 2 participants. Let's wait a little. Hello, Nastya.
Hello.
Okay. Well, let's wait a little bit for the others. How are you doing these winter days?
I'm recovering from a cold myself.
Really? Yeah. Do you have a cold? I had 2 colds this year. Same virus. Absolutely.
Me too. I'm a bit ill.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm now better, but still haven't recovered yet. Okay. Hello, Irina. She hasn't come yet. Okay. Well, more people are knocking. Hello. So, I have a question. Do you ever meet outside the seminars? I mean, like together? Are there any meetings for all of you?
No, never.
Only here. Oh, good. So this is the place where you can look at each other at least. Yes. And know who is who. Oh.
Yes.
You
combine us.
Okay. I see. I combine. Very good. What a role, isn't it? Irina has entered and then disappeared. And here she is. Okay. Hi. Okay. And we're waiting for someone else.
There should be some more people, but
two more people, right?
Maybe 2 more, maybe 3 more.
The last time I looked at this poll, yeah. The last time I looked at the poll, there were 6 people subscribed. So,
yes, but probably some other people will join.
Okay.
They promised at least.
Okay. I can hear a strange sound. Irina, can you say something?
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you. I wonder what the source of the sound is.
Let's try to turn off audio. Let's try to turn off audio in turns. Maybe it's somebody of us.
So maybe. It's not Anastasia, it's still there. Okay. It's not you, it's still there. Irina, can you turn off the audio? Irina, it's you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so remember what we did when poor Masha had poor sound, right? So Irina, if you want to say something, turn it on. Mm-hmm. When you nod, I can see you. Yes, okay. All right. The rest of the time we're going to communicate. Please, once you want to say something, do say, okay? Okay, well, if someone else comes, I hope I'll notice the knock, because
There will be some sound that
I didn't
you
hear
want.
any sound, or maybe there was a sound, but I didn't didn't really pay attention. Okay, well, anyway, so we're starting then. The topic today is lesson planning from A to Z. We were talking, oh, Zayana. Yeah, there's no sound, but I can see you. Hi, Zayana.
Hi.
So, I've just announced the topic, and it's lesson planning from A to Z. I understand that you are teachers with some experience here, and I'm sure you have some experience planning lessons. And today, I just want to try and put together what we've already learned with you, yeah, during our seminars, and see how put this all together. I'm a bit slow because I'm thinking like I'm not sure. It seems like Zarana is in the center, and I wonder what the system is. Yeah, like how to put, for example, if I speak, why aren't I on the big screen? This is what I wonder about. Do you know any, ladies? No. Okay.
I don't understand you.
You don't understand me. Yeah. Okay. Now you're speaking, and you are on the big screen. What do you all see on the big screen?
We see you. You are on the big screen.
And I can see all the speakers, or I can see all
Yes,
the
I
girls
also can see
together.
And I can see all of you.
So
Okay.
it depends on our settings.
Yeah,
Yes,
I see. Okay. Yeah, good. It's just I think that I have to do something and I don't know what. Okay, then it's all right. Good. So planning. First, let's call for your experience. And the first question is, how long does it take you personally, to plan a lesson?
It depends.
Very good. Okay. More answers? Anything else you want to say, ladies? Are you trying to assess the time?
The time we need to plan a lesson, yeah? You understood?
Yeah,
Right?
how long does it take you? Yeah. How much time do you spend planning each lesson?
Each lesson, yeah? But
At average or most frequently?
I think like up to 15 minutes can be like that, like it's 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay. More answers?
It depends on book, it depends on level, it depends on student. So it can be even 1 hour. If it is something, I remember I had something related to legal things and it was really hard for me. And if I use the book, which I use every day, I have all the notes already. So it can be 10, 15 minutes. So.
Okay, good. So Helen is already answering some of my next questions. Okay. Has it always taken you this time? Like Irina said 15 minutes, Helen said it depends, sometimes even 1 hour. Been like this? No?
Time differs.
Someone
If, for example, can I speak or no?
I think Ola is saying something and we can't hear you. Were you?
No, I was quiet.
Okay. So somebody was speaking.
For example, if we have already had this lesson with someone before, like had this lesson before, then I can have the same lesson, the same level, the same book, and so on. So, like, I have already prepared to it, like before. So maybe it can take 1 minute, 2 minutes just to revise everything or something.
So that's fast, right? Okay. Good. Well, and have you ever spent longer time planning a lesson, like longer than you do now?
Can I speak?
Huh?
Yeah. Can I answer?
Sure, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was just starting my teaching career, that took so much time, much longer than the lesson. Huh?
Much longer than the lesson.
Yeah, much longer than the lesson. Like, for example, I had 4 lessons, and I spent about 4 or 5 hours before to prepare.
Okay. Anastasia, Zarina, how about you? You're quiet, and Ola too.
Well,
okay.
I agree with Helen because it depends, and I agree with Irina that in the beginning it took a lot of time, and sometimes now I also spend an hour and a half to plan some lessons, and some I've already planned, so I know what to do. Sometimes I just change something for a particular aim.
Okay. So, so your answer partly coincides with Helen's one and partly with Irina. Zarina?
Yes, if talking about me, well, usually it depends. There are a lot of resources now. Teacher, there are a lot of them. Actually, all these resources, I guess, all colleagues know about them. Yes, usually it's not a problem to go and to prepare a plan if it is needed urgently, for example. Sometimes it depends. If you have a program, usually it doesn't matter, because usually if you use some book, maybe, yes, usually we have a plan and everything is clear, teachers' books and so on. So it's not a problem at all. If you don't use books, then we can, it depends on aim, on topic and so on. We can use some materials prepared already. It's the best if you don't have time, especially. For example, you have only 15 minutes or 20 minutes to prepare. So it's better to use some material if you know a topic, of course. Or if so it depends if it's grammar or if it is speaking, or maybe it depends always.
And it depends. Remember, when Irina was speaking, she said that it varies between 15 minutes and 1 minute. When Helen and Anastasia were speaking, they said that it varies between 15 minutes and 1 hour. Yeah, like vice versa. How about you? How long is it?
I already, yes, as I said, if we have a program, and if it is a student book, for example, usually we have a plan, and we have, yes, so if you use a book, well, it doesn't, well, you need maybe, I don't know, it depends, 10 minutes just to look through what you've planned to talk about, for example. Yes, it's clear usually if you use it not once, for example, you know, all these topics, all this material by heart, maybe. It depends.
Okay, I see.
It's 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. If you know the topic and if you know the materials, no need to use a lot of time.
Okay, very good. And Ola, how about your style? Tell us.
For me, I mean, it's the same, maybe 10 or 15 minutes if I know the material very well, but the longest time I spend is for the students who are preparing for IELTS. For example, I had an IELTS academic student recently, so I had to spend even 2 or 3 hours, I think, because I had to use different books and I had to know myself, you know, all the vocabulary, so that was what I was spending most of my time on.
Okay, good. So we see that different people spend very different time planning their lessons. In fact, I wouldn't say that there is one correct answer, But we're going to look at what should be included in such a plan, and then you will tell me what the like optimum time is. Okay. So let's do that. I was trying to see if I can give you the control of the screen, and frankly,
you can.
Yes,
no
but I don't know how.
On top, you can see this part view of. You can see this button control. You click on this button control, and you choose
remote control. Yes. Thank you. Finally, I found it. Yeah. So here we've got document with some questions, and then aspects you need to think about or analyze while planning a lesson. We're going to brainstorm different things you need to take into account when you plan a lesson. Who wants to be the secretary for us?
Who wants to write?
Yeah. I assume if I give you control, you'll be able to type here on my computer.
No, I don't think so.
No?
Usually it doesn't write. You give a control of your mouse, but not of keyboard.
Really? Mm-hmm. Have you ever?
Usually it's like that. I don't know. Maybe we can try, but on the internet it doesn't type.
Well, I can add, Helen. We can only use a clipboard, yes, a blackboard, so-called. We can only draw. Unfortunately,
yes,
we can't try.
Draw.
Yeah, what a disappointment. Let's try remote control, and I want to give it to Helen. Helen, try to type on my computer, please.
Just a second, I'll try.
Let's see if it's possible.
Okay, 1 second. No.
It's okay. It's totally okay. Ladies, you can all do that in your lessons.
It's probably exactly for Word documents.
Maybe, okay, no problem. Why not? You can use Word documents for that. Okay, so Helen, would you like to be the secretary, or would anyone else want to be that?
That's okay.
Okay.
I can.
Helen, sorry, Helen agreed. So now, I'm not taking part in it. You do it yourself. I think around 7 minutes will be enough. If not, I'll give you more time. Just discuss, think what you need to take into account while planning a lesson. Different things.
Should I write numbers or just some dashes? And doesn't matter.
Should I turn off my video so you didn't look at me? It's your time, ladies. You do that.
Okay, girls, I'm listening to you.
Well, I think we start with the aim of the lesson.
Okay. No, just a second. I need to. What else? I propose level. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, like maybe some group. Something that we know about our pupils, like are they quick or slow and so on. Like a student profile.
Okay.
Individual like characteristics, or how to say that?
I'm sorry, Helen, maybe you can just correct it, analyze with Z. You should write Z instead of S. Analyze, it's a verb.
It's British spelling, ladies. It's British spelling. I insist on spelling, sorry.
Okay. Analysis, but analyze.
Yeah.
So, the timing of the lesson, I think. Time is important.
Maybe let's write length.
Sure, length of the lesson.
Okay, and about individual profile, how to write it?
Student's profile.
Okay, and what is wrong with aim and length? I just don't know how to correct what is there. and I don't know what
I think
the problem
nothing is wrong. Maybe you have Russian or English, this keyboard.
I don't know.
It's okay, don't worry about it. Do you know spelled correctly? So okay.
So aim, level, length.
Maybe resources you plan to use, like books, some other things.
Possible problems and possible solutions of these problems.
We are brainstorming, yes? That's why I write everything, yes? So I believe it should be like that. Oh, sorry. In problems I found.
Age of the student.
Age, oh, I like. Maybe purpose. No, but it's not aim. It's like, you know, business English and general English and so on. How to call it? Exams and so on. Okay, I will write it with slashes. I don't know the word.
Purpose of studying. No, can it be like that?
I can't hear you.
I mean, it's like purpose of studying English, like.
Yes, it's of course related to aim.
Stages of the lesson. Like time and
you mean timing of these stages?
Timing of stages, yes. Aims of the stages. What are students doing during the stages?
So maybe stages and timing together.
Okay, yes.
Hello.
Hello, Helga. Oi,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. Helga has come and I can't see her. Wanted to say hello.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry for being late and interrupting you.
Yeah, you're not interrupting.
Join us.
Yeah, Helen, just a second. Give me the mouse, okay? I'll. Wait.
You have it. If I don't touch it.
Yeah, but you. And now I can't. I can't move the. Okay, here. So Helga, hi. Now I can see you. Hello. I wanted to look to look at you to say hello. Okay, good. Go on. Sorry. You can as well tell Helga what you're doing.
Here is the task. We are thinking about aspects we need to think about or analyze while planning a lesson. So we're thinking about aspects. And now we are brainstorming what it can be.
I think maybe some sub-aims, like we have the main aim, yes, and during the lesson we also practice some skills, like listening skills, reading skills. They are the part of main aim, but they can be like sub-aims.
Should I write it here, where next to aim?
I think yes.
You do need a bit more time, 3 more minutes.
Maybe topic of the lesson, we start with that usually.
Okay.
We should think what of words of the in the text or in the listening task our student doesn't know, so we think what things we should pre-teach. I don't know how to call it.
Maybe topic. That's it. Topic. No?
Maybe just words to pre-teach.
Like material to choose. Oh, okay.
We warm up. Warm up.
Warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we need to take it into account, but I just think, are they aspects? As for level, aims, length, I'm sure that they are aspects, and they are already like stages of lesson.
Mm-hmm.
As for terminology.
Yeah, warm up, I think, is a stage in the lesson. Yeah.
Maybe we can add it to stages, like, and to divide the stages.
Yeah, stages we can divide into.
Maybe that is all. We should finish.
Okay.
Maybe what stages do we have? Like, yeah, we start with a warm up, then main part of the lesson, cool down.
Okay, I see that nothing is born anymore from the silence, because usually, yeah, like when, if you know, when you brainstorm something, like you need to give enough time, and after that a little more, because when it's a little more, then you've run out of the ideas you already have, and you can create more. So that was the strategy. All right, and it worked all right. So this is what you added, and let's talk about it. I had a note about what Anastasia said, but then you remembered the student profile. Good. So aims and sub-aims, I totally agree. If we speak about level, what does it mean, level?
Level of student?
Yeah, what is it about the level of student that we need to take into account? Why is this information useful, perhaps better asked?
Because of different choice of exercises and vocabulary, and everything is different.
Should be relevant to the level.
Depending on the level, we know like students' background.
So we know what they already know, right? Yeah, so level, what do they know? Okay, that's why the level is important. Or maybe if we're speaking about communicative approach, yeah, we're focusing on skills, and it's what, okay, I'll write it again. What can they do and what can't they do, right? A very important aspect, thank you. Length or time, right? Am I right? Did you mean that?
How long the lesson is?
Okay. Student profile. Let's put some comments. What do you mean by student's profile?
So we have different people. They can be quick or slow, and different strategies to work with them.
Interest.
Yes.
What else? A couple of other things, please.
Maybe students' purposes. Why they do it.
Interest, okay. purposes. And one more thing.
Maybe something like temperament.
Repeat, please.
I mean, does the student like dynamic lessons or how to say?
Personality.
Do you mean like pace? Preferred pace? Yeah, right? Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one, really. Yeah, like with some students, you do something faster, with others slower. Yeah, it's a good thing to take into account. And I was also thinking, let me remember, quick, slow strategies and like personal difficulties.
Oh, we have it further.
Really? Possible problems. I would leave it as something separate. Okay. Difficulties. Yeah, for example, I know that the student will definitely have problems understanding how grammar works, but will have no difficulty remembering vocabulary, for example. Or like no difficulty listening, but reading is a complete disaster. Or vice versa. Yeah. Okay. How about resources? What is it about?
About the books or audios or videos, links.
Difficulties, I'll put etc. Because there might be something else, and there is something else. Books, audios. What else did you say?
Links to websites, maybe.
Links, etc. Right? Okay. Possible problems. I decided to leave it separate because I still believe that it's not the same as difficulties. Difficulties is something, as I see it in the aspect of lesson planning, like difficulties are some personal obstacles this exactly student has towards mastering the language. And possible problems, as I see it, is something which may happen with everyone, or maybe with this student too. Yeah, like for example, like I know that this student, we've learned irregular verbs with this student. What might be the problem when I plan a lesson?
In them.
Helga, I heard only them. Can you repeat, please?
The student keeps misusing them.
Using them. The student blah 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 using them. So
Keeps misusing.
Misusing them. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Keeps misusing them. Yeah. So okay. So this is the problem, and I need to keep this into account. Or I might think that maybe the student, might forget some of the verbs, right? I didn't notice him misusing like the past form, for example. Yeah, but I think that he might forget the third form, the past participle, for example, right? Okay, age, it's a good one, but I think it can go somewhere else. It can be
gender.
Profile, maybe, students' profile.
Let's put it together with the profile. It's a very good one, but it's not a separate thing. Okay, wait, how did that happen?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I need to correct it. Okay, then general business, exams, etc. Oh well, let's leave it here. I understand what you mean. Stages and timing. Why did you put them together?
Because they are connected. We
everything is connected.
divide our lesson in stages, and we have timing for those stages.
Okay. Now I understand. I was listening to you about this warm-up. I think we can combine it. With
Yes, sure.
With what?
Stages.
Yeah. So in fact, it's stages. Let's name a couple of other stages here. Wait. So warm-up. What else?
Main part.
Presentation.
Production practice.
Production.
If we're speaking about the PPP, yes. Okay, practice and production. Okay, just production. Okay, good. The topic. What do you mean by that? Because I have like two ideas of what this might mean.
Main topic which joins all the parts of a lesson together, like sport, food.
Okay, so I would call it context. Okay?
Maybe.
But there is one more part of this topic, one more way to understand the word topic in teaching.
You mean grammar topic?
For example, or certain vocabulary, like if it's sport, it can be just names of sport, or it can be, I don't know, idioms connected with sport, whatever. So what is it? This grammar or this different vocabulary blocks or vocab family? Does anybody know the name for this element? We call it target.
Yes.
Language.
Target language, yeah. For me, topic can be one of these. And when you say just topic, it's not clear for me what you mean. Okay, yes, of course you take it into account. And words to teach, I think we can combine it with something.
With stages?
Or maybe resources.
Possible problems, yeah.
I think that it's better to do it with possible problems. Can you tell me why?
Because we think that our student doesn't know these words and it's a possible problem.
Yeah.
And we try to pre-teach them to avoid this problem. That's why we need this aspect.
Yeah. For example, words to pre-teach or words to revise, yes, or something, or what our student might have forgotten already, right? Okay, so these are your ideas, yeah, and I decided to combine them because, well, maybe it's easier to create a system when they are combined by topic. So these are yours, and these are not mine, but they are the ones suggested by teacher trainers who actually trained me. So I don't know, it's too big. Let's make it a bit smaller. Okay. Like almost, yeah, like this. Okay, so if we look at this, please compare your list and mine. Is there anything that you said, but my trainers didn't think about it?
Nothing about student's profile, no? Can you hear me?
Okay. So like it's student profile. Let's highlight it. Okay. Anything else?
Yes. Nothing about
the level, maybe.
Nothing about level. However, I think that level is there, and frankly, students' profile too, but it's just put in a different way. We're going to talk about it. Okay. Anything else? That you said, and my trainers didn't.
Maybe resources.
Oi. I don't understand. Can you see
resources? No, I don't see the word resources. Maybe it's.
But the first one, aids and materials. I think
materials, yes.
Aids and materials, yes. Okay, good. There is something which you definitely. Okay. Yeah, it's vice versa. Yeah, it seems like the rest is more or less the same, right? Okay, good. Now let's look at this list, which my trainers showed me, and let's see what is there which you didn't think about.
Teacher's aims.
Yes.
I forget about it.
Yeah. I've lost it. Okay. Personal teacher's aims. Yes. Okay. Is there anything else?
Focus. We haven't talked about this.
Focus. Okay.
What is meant under the word assumption? What?
Yeah. What do you think is meant under the word assumptions?
Maybe these are possible problems that we talked about.
Well, you see, here we have anticipated problems and solutions, which is already about the problems which we predict. For these problems, we need to make some assumptions. And what are they? I assume that
students know something or don't know something.
Okay. And one more thing. I also assume that my student is fast at listening, and being 10-year-old, my student doesn't know anything about looking for a job. What is it? Okay. What is it from your list? From your ideas?
Student's profile.
Yeah. So these assumptions are actually, the level, what they know, what they don't know, what can they do, what can't they do, what pace they have, and blah, blah, blah. So this is everything I understand about the student. All right? Okay. When you are silent, I assume that it's all right. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. If you have any questions and something is unclear, please ask. Now look at these elements once again, and together think, like, once again, go through them. Aids and materials, what is it? Time and focus, what is it? We haven't clarified focus. What do you think that is?
Presentation of material, how we present, what is the main focus? So I mean new material.
I think it's about this. Oh, I'm sorry, not this. What you're saying is here, I think. If I get you right, I think it's here. And focus. Any ideas at all?
Focus is paying attention to something. Maybe more attention to more difficult parts of the lesson.
In fact, focus is really paying attention. Thank you, Ola. But it's like, what does the student pay attention to? What or who? Does the student pay attention to himself or to the teacher? Or if it's a group lesson, to other students?
Okay.
Who is working with who?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in a good lesson, where is most of the focus? Irina is saying something and I can't hear.
Student. The focus is on student.
Yeah. What does it mean? When it's a one-to-one lesson, well, where can you focus? On student. But what?
I think that's something about student talking time, teachers talking time as well.
These and something else.
And how we work, how we do exercises. Like, for example, in this exercise, teacher helps student. For example, I ask student answers. Next exercise, if it's a group, students do it together in pair.
And if it's a one-to-one lesson, yeah, like, is the student doing the task together with the teacher, or is the student doing the task on their own? Yeah, like independently. So I think in one-to-one lesson, this is what we may think about. Right? Good. So we've discussed these things which we haven't mentioned. Look at the others and quickly. Aims and material. What is it? Time. What is it? Personal teachers' aims. What are they? Go through them together. If something's unclear, ask me.
What is the difference between procedure and stages? I understand both words, but why are they separately here? Procedure of teaching?
I think that's about stage. For example, we have stage 1, and we do something, and we specify what is the procedure.
How we act at each stage?
Yeah, I think it's about this.
Yeah, and so stage is, for example, presentation. Procedure is what exactly you do, what exactly you say, in what order.
Why they are separated? They should be together.
No, they should be separated. There are different levels of looking at the lesson. Anything else? Okay. Anticipated problems and solutions, once again, what are they?
What we had, possible problems and solutions.
For example?
For example, it will be hard for students to understand some grammar. And we ask questions, and how we will do it, we should prepare.
I would say that an anticipated problem is that you ask the student this exactly question, and the student can't answer this exactly question. Yeah, like more specific.
Yes.
The solution might be
to find better words, how to do it.
And while planning, what do you need to do?
To think about possible answers for our question.
And possible question, and another question which you might ask if the student doesn't. Okay. I want one more example of anticipated problems and solution, but not from Helen, from somebody else, please.
Well, maybe some frequent mistakes. We have some experience teaching students, and like usually they do the same mistakes. So we can think what can be.
For example, give a specific example.
Oh, like the student might not to use ending s with she and he. The student might have might, for example, have problems with using do or does in different sentences. I mean,
okay. So this is an anticipated problem. So after doing 5 exercises in a row, which should actually clarify all the all the grammar and all the aspects of it. The student keeps doing that. And what would be the solution, for example?
To change strategies.
Yeah. But the idea of these solutions while you is that you know exactly what you do if you face this problem. So let's think about it now. The student, after 5 exercises on do, does, keeps saying, do she like ice cream?
Make some joke. Who knows?
It doesn't work.
Oh, jokes sometimes work.
Yeah, they do sometimes. Okay.
To propose extra exercises, some games. So.
Maybe use cards like does.
Sure.
Okay.
Some sound effects.
Yeah. I would suggest drilling more.
Yes, doing something.
Or like whenever the student says like do instead of does, like something like that. Yeah. So but I need to think about it. Yeah, this is a simple example. There might be more complex examples, and you need to find exactly what solution you might think about. What solution will help, or what solution you're going to try out this time with the student. Okay. Good. Language analysis. What is it about? Who does the language analysis? The teacher or the student?
Teacher in advance.
Okay. And what does it include? What should the teacher know about the language?
Vocabulary, grammar structures.
Okay. And
teacher should check pronunciation of the words.
Okay, this is one of the things teachers should know about language, about any target language, pronunciation, and 3 more things.
Form use.
Okay. And all together they are
found.
Yeah. So language analysis actually means that you need to thump it. Yeah. So be confident about all these aspects. Yeah. Let's remember thump is F is
function.
Form.
Form.
U is
use.
M is
meaning.
P is
pronunciation.
Yeah. So all these aspects should be analyzed. And somebody said the teacher has to check pronunciation. Of course, if you thump it, you will not forget to check pronunciation, form, and everything. Okay, good. And one more thing I want to talk about is, what is it? Personal teacher's aims. I've highlighted it and filtered it out. What might it be?
Oh, the things we want to work on. Like, for example, in this lesson, I'll try not to echo my students, or I'll try not to use Russian at all, or something else.
Okay. So these are examples from Anastasia. Can anybody else give us examples of their personal teacher's aims?
Oh, I'll try not to help my student faster than it's necessary. It's my personal aim every lesson.
What else?
To give more independence to a student when reading, for example, for me.
Yeah, to leave the student more space, right? Okay, good. So they are good to work on for the teacher as a professional. And it can be anything. For me, today, for example, what do you think my personal teacher's aim was?
Leave more space for us.
Yeah, but it was like, yeah, I had wanted it for a long time, but I just needed to find a way, and I wasn't sure how, and today I did it. What was it?
You gave us control.
Yeah. So I wasn't sure if I can do this way, and you weren't sure, and this was my personal teacher's aim. Like, I have to do this. I need to be brave. I work with Skype, and I can't manage these tools you are so good at. So good. And the final thing, yeah, we know that all these aspects are absolutely necessary while planning a lesson. If you leave out one of them, well, your lesson will probably not be well prepared. But in what order we need to attend them? Now, please, together. Ola, can I ask you to control my... okay?
Okay,
and you will be doing cut and paste, yeah, okay? So it's Helen, no? Wait, Helen, come on, just a second, it wouldn't work. I'm putting, okay, it's a bit slow. And I want Ola. So Ola, please just copy or cut or copy and paste in the right order. Others, please tell Ola what to do. What should you start with, and so on.
So we discuss?
Yeah.
Yes. And Ola does it for you.
Main aim, no?
Yes. I agree.
Should I put numbers? Maybe.
You can use Control C, Control V.
Okay.
Faster. It will really be faster.
Time and focus, probably the next one.
Should I put it?
Theory aims there. No?
Irina, what do you say?
We have subsidiary aims.
Subsidiary aims, you mean it should be after first block, after first part aims, yeah?
Yeah, why not? Like main aims and subsidiary aims, no?
Probably.
Or, I don't know.
So subsidiary aims second, yeah?
And maybe then teacher's aims?
And if they are constant, maybe they should be just somewhere next to it.
So teacher's aims next?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, and let it be time and focus now.
But we discussed that focus, it's how we work. For example, student works alone or with teacher. I think that's somewhere between stages. With the stages. But stages also have timing.
Yeah.
Oh, can you give me the mouse for a second? Something happened with Irina. Wait. Ola, please don't move it for a second.
Okay, okay.
Okay, now it's yours again. Yeah, hi Irina. Something happened, I see. Yeah, okay. I can't hear you, but I understand something happened, yes. Lady,
So then,
please proceed.
okay, maybe then stages we need to take into account. And stage aims, if we already decided what stages we will have.
I think that anticipated problems and solutions are before stages, before time and focus, but after all the aims, because when we plan stages, we include possible problems and solutions in this planning of stages.
I disagree. If I don't know what I will do, how can I predict my problems? Possible. But first I need to plan stages and at least something, and then to think about my problems.
So
sure, it's my opinion, but Katya will tell us what is the correct.
So should I put it before or after?
As you wish. Now you are responsible for control. Oh, you're welcome.
Ladies, you have 3 minutes to finish.
Maybe before stages language analysis, but after focus. And then we need procedure also to include somewhere. Maybe after stage aims, there will be procedure. And
Okay.
I forgot about assumptions, so I don't know where to put them.
Somewhere
Girls, do you remember what it is? Yes, and where to put it?
I think somewhere close to anticipated problems, because it's also problems students might have.
And we forgot aid and materials. Aid and materials after aims immediately. Personal teacher's aim and to put aids and materials there. Or maybe it depends. Here the structure should be more complicated, yes, because the book we first immediately, and then we plan stages, then we add some extra materials, like some links, so it's not so simple.
Now I see.
Katya, we have finished, yes.
Yeah, I see that you have the same number of them. Okay, does everyone agree? I didn't hear Ola actually commenting on what. the others were doing. So you were really a secretary.
Yes.
Was completely silent, and Zarina too. Okay, so Zarina and Helga and Ola also. So please look at it critically now and say if you want to change anything.
I accept that.
I want to change.
Okay, what do you want to change?
I don't like position of anticipated problems and solutions.
Time and focus I would put actually somewhere at the beginning, maybe.
Before problems, at least.
Yes, I agree. Somewhere close to 8 and materials in the beginning.
And I would change stage aims first and then stages maybe. First of all, stage aims and then stages.
And I don't know why procedure is the last one. Also
Yes.
doesn't seem logical.
No, stages and stage aims, I wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm. We can hear some music or something. Okay, good. So let's do as follows. So this is more or less your version. Thank you, Ola. Can someone turn off the music or do something with the noise?
Oh.
Thank you. Okay, good. So now I will tell you what I know about this order, what is logical. I've never seen, like a very strict order, but there is some logic behind putting them in the order I'm going to tell you. So, yes, I totally agree that main aim goes first. Then go subsidiary aims. I'm sorry. Then go subsidiary aims, which are, for example, like the main aim is to, is the student will be able to blah present perfect. Like I'm not going to create it now. And subsidiary aim that they're going to revise vocabulary related to, like I remember this lesson, like family conflicts. Or I even remember it was just yet already. Yeah, so this will be like the main aim, and subsidiary revise this material, this vocabulary. After that, so now you have your aim and you have your subsidiary aim. And after that, you do the language analysis. Because without the language analysis, you can't do anything. How are you going to plan the procedure? How are you going to use the aids and materials if you don't know what exactly target language and you're going to present and how it works? So language analysis goes right after your aim. You need to know all the aspects of it. After that, you go to assumptions. Why do you think it is so? Why do you think assumptions should go next?
No idea.
Because after you've analyzed your language and you know what exactly aspects it includes, you need to know what your students knows and what your student doesn't know about this language. What your student can do and what your student cannot do with the context, yes, and can they actually listen to this material or something? So before I get to the material, I need to understand what my student knows, can do, can't do. And maybe after that I'll go, when I get to assumption, I'll go and change my mind. It's possible.
Yeah, sure.
It very often happens, actually. Then you understand that, well, it's not possible to do it with within one lesson. Then you change your main aim. Because you found out that in order to master this language, oh my God, you need to revise this thing, and it's impossible to go on without it. And then today you're going to revise this thing and work with it, right? And on the next lesson, you will do what you had previously planned for today. Okay, so assumptions. With assumptions, yeah, like after that, you anticipate problems and find solutions. Because like, okay, now you know what your student knows, what doesn't know, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, because of this, my student might forget past participles. Okay, what will I do? I will revise. I will allow some time during the lesson to revise them, right? And then too long, my main aim for today changes. Or it doesn't, and I just allow this time for today. It depends. So anticipated problems. Well, after that, I know, yeah, like what kind of lesson this is, yeah? So I'm ready with everything I can predict about the student, right? And then I go to stages, because then I understand whether it's a reading lesson, or whether it's a vocabulary lesson or a grammar lesson, and then I know the stages. Is it pre, during, post, presentation, practice, production, or pre, during, presentation, practice, production? Both combined. And of course, stage aims. Okay. So there was a question about anticipated problems and solution, and it's not clear where exactly to put them, because after that you might anticipate problems, anticipate new problems and find new solutions again. And then at every stage you do this again. Okay? So now you're ready with stages and stage aims. And then you think what exactly do and say at each stage. Like first, you know what shape of the lesson, what's the structure of the lesson, what elements should be there. Yeah, like if it's practice, then you know that it should be what? Yeah, like controlled, semi-controlled, and freer practice, right? And only after that you go to procedure and you choose the order of these things. The order of the things in the lesson. That's procedure, and what exactly, yeah, and what you say before and after. Well, when you're ready with stages, stage aims, and procedure, you, just a second. Yeah, you check time and focus. And change something. Perhaps you find out that, oh my God, it's not possible to do this with this student within this time. Okay, you anticipated a new problem and found a solution. Okay, I cut half of this exercise for the student and I don't do 10 sentences, but only like 6, for example. This is what I do at this stage when planning the time. And focus, I check my plan for this, like, whether it's whether it all is focused on me or the student is independent, at least at key stages. Then go aids and materials. And personal, aids and materials. So now you know what you want to do, yeah, how much you want to do, and now you need to get everything ready. Put it in front of you, open on the screen, yeah, like prepare the links, blah, blah, blah. You can only do this when you are ready with the procedure, with what you want to do. And finally, personal teacher's aims. I put them at the end, but I'm not sure about it because, in fact, you keep it in mind at different stages. But I still put it at the very end because this is the least important thing for the student. And we know that our lessons are done for the student. So you might set your personal teacher's aim at any time. Yeah. Like while thinking about the procedure, or your teacher's aim might be about anticipating problems better, but still it's something which is important for the teacher, not for the student. That's why I put it here. All right. So what do you think of this order? Do you have any objections or questions?
As we work with our books, stages differ.
Well, stages are...
I mean, stages of planning lesson, they are a little bit different.
Why? What do you mean?
Because we already have a particular structure, yes, and it was planned in our teacher's book. And sure, we can change moments and add something and so on. But I believe that this structure is related for lesson planning from nothing. Yes, when we have only, as Zarina said in the very beginning, yes, that we have some plan, some idea, what we want to give today. And then we start setting aims and so on. If it is a book, it changes.
How?
First we look at book. We can see what is the material proposed. Then we think about maybe aim, what we want to get from this lesson which is proposed for us. And so it differs.
Okay, Helen, I think I agree with you. Just because this is what happens in real life. What I've just shown you is what we are trained to do, right? And in fact, it's the right thing. And here, look, these aids and materials, like we look at it, and after that, right after that, we set the main aim.
Yes.
3 aims, blah, 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 and we choose which of these aids and materials we use and which we skip and add. So that's why the main aim goes first. Because like without knowing what exactly you want from your lesson, you will not be able to understand what you want to take and what you want to leave.
I agree. But I mean the structure of a book gives us certain order of aims.
Yeah, no problem. No problem, but still, you are the person who decides whether within this lesson you want to do both revision and grammar presentation, or only revision and listening.
Yes, sure, of course.
This is what I mean. But yes, I agree that in the real world, we look at the book first and we see what's offered. But after that, we set the aim.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? To me, this means that you probably agree if you're not saying anything.
Yes.
Well, look, once again, there is a good logic behind it. And if you keep it in mind, like I found through years of experience, I found that this order is helpful. So first, remember that all these elements should be should be present and should be analyzed while lesson planning, and then try to stick to this order. And I promise that some of the difficulties and some of the surprises during the lesson will disappear. Yeah, if you do this in this order, if you do all these and in this order, really like fewer accidents will happen. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so, and this is what I wanted to talk to you about today. Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
We will try to use it here.
Okay. Okay, now I need to end the meeting.